Good day everyone, I am Jandel Cruz and today I am going to discuss an article by Caroline E. Childs, Philip C. Calder, and Elizabeth A. Miles entitled Diet and Immune Function. Before we proceed on how diet affects the immune function, let us first have a short review of the immune system. The immune system is a system of biological structures and processes within an organism that protects the body from possibly harmful substances by recognizing and responding to antigens such as viruses, fungi, bacteria, toxins, chemicals, drugs, and foreign particles. As we all know, a well-functioning immune system is critical for survival. The immune system must be constantly alert, monitoring for signs of invasion or danger. Cells of the immune system must be able to distinguish self from non-self and furthermore discriminate between non-self molecules which are harmful and innocuous non-self molecules which we can get from our food. Cells of the immune system are divided into two, the innate and the adaptive immune response. The innate response is the first response to an invading pathogen, and the cells included in this response are phagocytes such as macrophages and monocytes, neutrophils, dendritic cells, mast cells, eosinophils, and others. It is a rapid but not specialized and is generally less effective than the adaptive immune response. The adaptive immune response has the ability to specifically recognize a pathogen and remember it if exposed to it again. It is regulated by cells and organs in our body like the spleen, thymus, bone marrow, and lymph nodes. When a foreign substance enters the body, these cells and organs create antibodies and lead to multiplication of immune cells such as the T cells and B cells. The instigation of an immune response and the activities of the immune cells results in inflammation, which is characterized by the redness, swelling, and the feeling of heat and pain. Inflammation occurs when tissues are injured by bacteria, trauma, toxins, heat, and or any other causes. Now let us move on to the role of nutrition in immune function. Like most systems of the body, the immune system is also dependent on proper nutrition. Adequate and appropriate nutrition is required for all cells to function optimally, and this includes the cells in the immune system. According to study, activated immune system further increases the demand for energy during periods of infection. Just like when we have a fever, we feel tired for the whole day even though we are just laying down on our beds. It is because our immune system is at work and demands more energy to quickly eliminate the foreign particles that invaded our body. And because the immune system needs more energy, the optimal nutrition for the best immunological outcomes would be an appropriate and enough nutrition, which supports the functions of immune cells, allowing them to initiate effective responses against pathogens and also resolve the response rapidly when necessary and to avoid any underlying chronic inflammation. By eating a well-balanced diet including plenty of fruits and vegetables and some yogurt products, we will be able to develop and maintain our immune system. Some micronutrients and dietary components have very specific roles in the development and maintenance of an effective immune system throughout the life course or in reducing chronic inflammation, such as the amino acid arginine, which is an essential for the generation of nitric oxide by macrophages, and the micronutrients vitamin A and zinc, which regulate cell division and so are essential for a successful proliferative response within the immune system. Undernutrition is a result of food shortages or famines in developing countries and can also be a result of malnutrition in developed countries. It is well understood that undernutrition and overnutrition impairs immune function. Let us now move on to the gut-associated lymphoid tissue or the GALT and its importance. The majority of immune cells within the human body are found within the gut-associated lymphoid tissue or the GALT, reflecting the importance of this immune tissue in maintaining health of the host. By ingesting food, we expose ourselves to near constant and massive antigenic stimulation, and our immune system must be able to provide strong and protective immunity against invasive pathogens, while tolerating food proteins and commensal bacteria. Then, in order to achieve this, the gut contains a variety of sensing and effector immune functions. Dendritic cells and M cells sample the gut content, while plasma B cells within the lamina propria produce immunoglobulin A, providing protection against pathogenic organisms. However, in response to dietary components and to environmental factors such as antibiotic exposure, the composition of the gut microbiome changes over the life course and may eventually lead to a leaky gut or gut inflammation if we consume unhealthy diet. Thus, probiotics and prebiotics are recommended as a dietary intervention targeted at the gut microbiome to help the gut maintain a healthy immune response. A number of nutrients and dietary interventions have demonstrated the capacity to improve measures of gut health or to reduce gut inflammation, and it was identified through animal models of gut inflammation that providing probiotic bacteria can reduce inflammation with reductions in pro-inflammatory Th1 or the T helper cell 1 and Th17 cytokines such as interleukin 17 and interferon gamma, and enhance production of inflammation resolving cytokine interleukin 10. Prebiotics can also enhance barrier function in addition to their role as substrates for bacterial metabolism. Thus, it is proven that regular consumption of fermented dairy products such as yogurt and probiotics products enhance the immune defenses in the gut. Next, we have the immune function over the life course. The development of immune system in early life was influenced by both feeding practices and environmental exposures. Breastfeeding provides passive immunity to the infant via the transfer of antibodies and cytokines through the breast milk. Breast milk components can also stimulate the maturation of the gut-associated lymphoid tissue or the GALT, with breast milk known to be rich in bifidogenic oligosaccharides. To further understand how human milk oligosaccharides benefits the immune system of the infant, let us watch a short video about the HMOs.
Human milk oligosaccharides, HMOs. Rich in nutrients including specific sugars and good bacteria, bifidobacteria, mother's milk composition changes throughout the breastfeeding period to adapt to the infant's needs. Human milk oligosaccharides, HMOs, are diverse sugars particularly abundant in mother's milk early in lactation. They are the third most abundant solid components in mother's milk, after lactose and lipids, and exist in various forms and structures. HMO composition differs from one mother to another, depending on genetic factors and stage of lactation. More than 150 HMOs have been identified in breast milk, present at a concentration 10 to 100 times higher in humans than in other mammals. It may be surprising to learn that HMO remain undigested when consumed by the infant, and therefore are not a source of nutrition, but rather a source of protection. HMO protect the infant by promoting the growth and colonization of good bacteria, such as bifidobacteria, helping the immune system to develop and mature, and preventing viral and bacterial pathogens from establishing in the gut. To prevent viral and bacterial pathogen establishment, HMO can increase good bacterial cell numbers that readily occupy pathogen-binding sites, and therefore prevent colonization and subsequent infection. Furthermore, HMO can neutralize the threat of infection by competing for pathogen-binding sites on the surface of the infant gastrointestinal tract. And finally, they can act as decoy receptors, mimicking pathogen-binding sites, thus binding directly to the pathogen, which is then transported out of the body. Ongoing studies have shown that HMOs can have health-promoting properties early in life. Establishment of the gastrointestinal tract, immune system development, prevention of bacterial and viral infection, cognitive function. Currently, research is expanding to discover new oligosaccharides and explore their beneficial effects on infants' health. BINC supports research on child and maternal health.
So through the video, we learned that it is very important to for infants to have breast milk during their infancy, so that they will be able to develop and for the maturation of their immune system. So as we move through the life course towards later life, a decline in immune function is observed among older adults, as was the case in infancy. Older adults are more susceptible to infections and have more serious complications as a result than younger people. This declining immune function is known as immunosenescence and reflects the deterioration of both the acquired and innate immune systems. Aging is also associated with increased inflammation in the absence of infection and has been found to predict hospitalization and death. A number of micronutrients deficiency have been identified as contributors to such declining immunity. And so, through this short review, we have learned that an adequate and appropriate nutrition is vital for a healthy immune system. And nutrient deficiency and excesses can harm the immune system. A diet with fresh fruits, vegetables, and foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids foster a healthy immune system, while an excess of pro-inflammatory trans and saturated fatty acids can cause imbalance in the immune system, resulting to higher risk of infection and inflammation. So we can conclude that our immune system is influenced greatly by the quality and quantity of the food we eat. And before I end this presentation, let us remember that God already gave us the secret on how to live a healthy life even before these useful publications were published. And that secret was found in 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 31. It says, "Whether therefore ye eat or drink or whatsoever ye do, do all to the glory of God." Thank you for listening, and may God bless us with a healthy lifestyle.